Ayan ang mga bay. Ito na nga po ang pinakaantay na laban ng lahat ng mga boxing fans sa buong mundo. Ang labanan sa pagitan ni Naoya the Monster Inoue at nitong Uzbekistan fighter na si Murodjon at Akhmadaliyev. So nakataya sa laban na ito mga bay ang tatlong belt, ang IBF, WBC at Wbo World Super Bantamweight title. So itong si Akhmadaliyev mga bay, ito yung tinalo dati ni Marlon Tapales. So isa nga lang ang talo nitong si Akhmadaliyev mula ito kay Marlon Tapales mga bay. Yan, round 1 mga bay.
Last 2 years telling anyone who will listen that Inoue has been ducking him. That's the story he's been telling.
Maraming nag-aabang sa bakbakan na ito.
He has been telling himself, but you saw in the introduction, Inoue did the
So delikado rito si Inoue mga bay dahil malakas itong si Murodjon Akhmadaliyev. So maraming nagsasabi na yung pagkatalo niya kay Marlon Tapales ay tsamba nga lang daw. So tignan natin kung kaya ba niyang patunayan yung kanyang lakas rito ngayong kaharap na niya itong rank number 1 fighter ng Asia, si Naoya the Monster Inoue. So 1 minuto na ang nakalipas dito sa round 1 at nagtatansyahan pa itong dalawa dito mga bay. So sa mga pattern nga ng galawan ni Naoya mga bay, pinagmamasdan muna niya yung kalaban niya sa round 1. So hindi agresibong fighter itong si Naoya Inoue. Hesitanting bumitaw ng suntok itong si Akhmadaliyev. At baka mabigla siya kung i-counter siya ni Inoue mga bay.
No matter how good you are, people can't quite prepare for it. Very quiet opening rounds.
Yan, halos walang suntukan na nangyayari dito sa round 1. 2 minuto na ang makalipas mga bay. At parang nagtitigan lang itong dalawa. At ito na nga, bumitaw na ng unang suntok itong si Naoya Inoue.
Maybe a little bit busier than usual here in the opening round. Look how fast that jab comes when he throws it. One of the questions I had going into this fight was, we know that Akhmadaliyev too tends to start conservatively and get into a rhythm as the rounds pass, but at the same time, the times we've seen Inoue hurt, it's been early in fights. So how do you reconcile this apparent early vulnerability with the fact that you, as Akhmadaliyev, don't like to start fast?
Ayan na.
There from Inoue. Akhmadaliyev has been telling reporters he's predicting a stoppage victory here tonight.
Plus 10 seconds ng round 1. Ayan, sumugod na itong si Akhmadaliyev. Ayan, na-counter siya ni Inoue mga bay. Tumama ang left hook ni Inoue. End of round 1. Nasa pangalawang yugto na tayo bakbakan. Naoya Inoue versus Murodjon at Akhmadaliyev.
For the monster, Naoya Inoue. See what adjustments Akhmadaliyev can make here. Beginning in the second round. Generally speaking, you know that Akhmadaliyev is in a rhythm, Morgan, when he is landing that left hand to the body. Yes.
Tignan niyo mo yung agility ni Inoue mga bay, oh. Ang bilis.
See Akhmadaliyev probing with that jab, but again, when Inoue answers with his jab, just the speed with which it gets from point A to point B is a different league from what Akhmadaliyev can offer. Akhmadaliyev, obviously extremely crafty. We've talked about his Olympic and amateur pedigree. The question that a lot of observers had coming into this fight, Morgan, is can Akhmadaliyev make up that perceived gap in terms of explosiveness? Yes. Not necessarily overall athleticism, as you said, but quickness.
Bang! Tumira sa bodega si Inoue. Tinamaan doon si Akhmadaliyev.
Seeing if he can figure out how to do that.
Akhmadaliev's need to get to the body. Now we've seen Inoue find the shot with his power hand.
Uy, umilag lang si Inoue dun.
I'm sure is hoping to get going.
And, well, Akhmadaliev's other problem too now is what you're seeing is that Inoue is also using that speed, that explosiveness, that suddenness on defense. And when Akhmadaliev tries to answer these quick punches from Inoue, Inoue's not there.
When you're blessed with the foot speed that Inoue has, you can do that in the safest way possible. The safest thing you can do defensively in boxing is just to step out.
Yes.
But Inoue can do that and be right in your face milliseconds later.
Right, Corey. And Akhmadaliev, like most fighters, high-level fighters, is used to people that can do one or the other.
Last 30 seconds dito sa round 2 mga bay.
You're into the
So, wala pa masyadong palitan ng suntok na nagaganap sa round na ito.
Akhmadaliev, the staunch belief in his power, feels that if he can touch Inoue, he's not certain that Inoue can handle it. If that is the case, it would take just one shot. Akhmadaliev, 11 knockouts in his 14 wins.
Ano mga bay, nasa pangatlong yugto na tayo ng laban.
In the replays, there were times in that round when Akhmadaliev was starting to get
bahagyang nagiging aggressive na itong si Akhmadaliev na gumawa ng pangalan dito sa pagsugod kay Inoue dito sa round 3.
Price he's paying to get close, like right there. He's leaning in.
Subalit sa tuwing mag-response naman itong si Inoue ay walang magawa nga itong si Akhmadaliev kundi ang umatras. Takot rin itong si Akhmadaliev sa suntok ni The Monster. Yun. Tinamaan si Akhmadaliev dun, pulido.
His strength is his calling card, Corey. You see the build on him, the muscle mass even at 122 pounds.
Ito na.
This is quick 1-2 from Inoue. But Corey, if you've seen his strength and conditioning highlight reel on YouTube, his training runs a spectrum, Corey. From functional, he's the guy doing kettlebell swings on a Bosu ball, but he's also doing preacher curls, our favorite exercise, which is why those biceps look the way they do. He's also doing weighted vest runs in the snow. So like raw physical conditioning is never Akhmadaliev's problem. And Inoue acknowledges as much. He said the only thing you could say that is intimidating about Akhmadaliev is his physicality and power, which is a backhanded way of saying I'm not impressed with his skills.
Put it even more succinctly, Akhmadaliev, when he was asked by Tom Gray of Ring Magazine earlier this week what his best weapon is,
halos hindi nakakatama itong si Akhmadaliev mga bay.
Looks for an uppercut through the middle there.
Yeah, you saw him land that Canelo Alvarez hook to the body to start the sequence. A short sequence, that was his best sequence of the fight.
1-2 combination mula kay Inoue.
Inoue answering quickly, emphatically.
Right hand to the body from Inoue. Got a little bit more daring there. Tried to wipe the table with the left hook up top.
Bodega ulit.
Right hand downstairs as Inoue, that frame defense, offering a different picture to Akhmadaliev, standing right in front of him, daring Akhmadaliev.
Hindi nakakaporma si Akhmadaliev dito mga bay.
There's Akhmadaliev looking for the left hand to the body.
Huli mga segundo ng laban.
Clean, but it does initiate
End of round.
somewhat of an exchange, albeit won by Inoue. Nice double jab
End of
there.
round 3 na.
Round 4 begins.
Ito mga bay, nasa pang-apat na yugto na tayo ng laban. Inoue versus Akhmadaliev. Sumugod agad si Inoue dito sa unang segundo ng round 4. So unti-unti nang nag-iinit ang palitan ng suntok nitong dalawang mandirigma mga bay.
a little lower perhaps, maybe taking away Morgan that route to the body.
Yes. And Corey, you referenced Akhmad Aliev's quote in Ring Magazine this week saying his body is his weapon. And here's Inoue going straight at the point that Akhmad Aliev thinks is his strongest, going straight to the body.
Rather than his body being a weapon, his body is a target presently, particularly for the right hand of Inoue.
Paatras si Akhmad Aliev dun.
That one broke through.
Isang suntok lang ni Inoue yan, mga bay.
You saw how quick the reply came from Inoue. The problem that Akhmad Aliev has had so far in this fight is that Inoue's first in most of the exchanges, but he's also last in most of these exchanges. So even when he manages to land it, Inoue still gets the last win.
Inoue dancing underway in that right hook from Akhmad Aliev. Know the speed and the power of Inoue. It forces you to be honest on all of these feints as well. Something like that,
kombinasyon ni
if
Inoue
he's
ron.
telling the truth and he launches the right hand,
Yes.
it looks like that.
And also Inoue just seems to have Akhmad Aliev right there,
Good
just
counter
thinking
right
a little
hand.
bit. Yes. Because he's so worried about that body attack, Corey. When Inoue changes levels and goes back upstairs, Akhmad Aliev is vulnerable.
Both men landing with their backhand in that exchange, but Inoue sprinkling in a few more shots.
Last 10 seconds ng round 4.
10-second clapper. The action now picking up. This world title fight.
End of round 4.
Round 5 begins.
Ayun mga bay, nasa panglimang yugto na tayo ng bakbakan.
And although Inoue obviously
At
has
wala pa nga pong round na nakuha itong si Akhmad Aliev. So,
if you're looking for positive signs,
si Inoue pa yung nagdidikta sa bakbakan na itong mga bay.
that he was willing
Yes.
to enter that exchange to land that left hand, and
Yes.
that may be the decision he has to make in this fight.
Yeah, I don't. Because of the disparity in speed, I don't know any other way right now.
Right hook there from Akhmad Aliev.
Yan.
Tries to double it up.
Halos bumibilis na rin ang mga kombinasyon ni Inoue.
Akhmad Aliev now waving the monster in.
Yeah, that might be his best way back into this fight, Corey, is to take his chances on catching Inoue during an exchange.
Uy, nakatama si Akhmad Aliev dun.
Sharp right hand again there from Inoue. Body shots from Akhmad Aliev. Both men acknowledging one another. It's like we're playing a game of catch with power shots right now. Loving right hook there from Akhmad Aliev. He is by far having his most success here in this round.
Yes, or it's taking on the rhythm of a glory kickboxing match. You go, I go, you go, I go.
A rhythm that both men at every other point in their career would feel very confident about it, and right now look like they are as well.
Yeah, in that rhythm, each guy is confident that they got the power to get the job done.
Inside the final minute of round 5. Best round of the fight thus far for Akhmad Aliev, whether you have it scored for him or not.
Inoue missed
Uy,
with the right
tinamaan
hand.
si Akhmad Aliev. Yanig ang ulo ni Akhmad Aliev.
Not miss with that sequence at all.
Fantastic left hook from from Inoue, but again, credit to Akhmadaliev trying to come right back. Nothing as impactful as that sweeping left hook, but a reply nonetheless as Inoue walks him into another right hand. Digs a right hand to the body, does Inoue. Tempo really picking up here.
Uy, grabe yun. Naka-uppercut pa doon si Inoue mga bay.
And a menacing
Yan o,
grin on
round
the face
5.
of Inoue.
Anyway, that might
Ito na mga bay, nasa round 6 na tayo. Sa laban ni Naoya Inoue versus Morjon Akhmadaliev.
Crowd getting a little bit more vocal here in Nagoya.
Here's Inoue too, doing another veteran smart guy tactical move. Whenever Akhmadaliev thinks he's going to do something, whenever Akhmadaliev or thinks he's going to rest, Inoue back on that jab, just to disrupt him, just to give him something to think about when he thinks he's going to regroup. Right there.
Landing his feet at times, standing right in front of Akhmadaliev.
Yeah, now here's Akhmadaliev going backwards or at least circling the perimeter of the ring, and I don't think that's what he wants to do. Unless he's being forced to do it, or unless he has to take a minute to think about something.
Inoue looking for that hybrid right hand. A half hook, half uppercut. Just misses with that full counter.
And Inoue's been trying to land that all night too. It's been coming up just short.
Lakas na ng mga lambayog na binibitawan ni Akhmadaliev mga bay.
A downward arcing hook that could be a dangerous shot for him. There it is
Oh.
again.
It's effective.
Tanggal yung depensa ni Inoue rin eh.
As we've seen. But
Talagang
here's
paunahan na
Inoue
lang.
just answering
Pero
back.
iniinda na ni Akhmadaliev yung mga patama ni Inoue sa kanyang bodega.
Shells up.
I lost count, Corey. That was at least 6 shots to the body.
Make it 7. Final 20 seconds of the round. Akhmadaliev has his brief moments, but back comes the monster. More body work from Inoue. And that'll
Umabot na nga tayo dito mga bay sa pangpitong yugto ng laban. So sa nakaraang laban ni Inoue noong May 4, umabot ang kanilang bakbakan sa round 8. So ngayon nga ay nasa round 7 na tayo. At wala pa nga pong buwabagsak sa suntukan ng dalawang mandirigma na ito.
Akhmadaliev is yet to find a consistent rhythm. Body work there from Akhmadaliev, brings an uppercut through the middle.
Well, here's the other problem if you're Akhmadaliev, Corey, is that you spent the last 2 years convincing yourself that Naoya Inoue is afraid of you. Now, 6.5 rounds into this fight, you understand this man is not afraid of you. Doesn't mean you can't get anything done, but just this one big psychological, emotional weapon you thought you had, you realize you do not have. And you're starting from zero now.
The question is, does he still have that self-belief in his power?
Yes.
Because clearly, Inoue is not going to back down. That doesn't mean that he's impervious to every shot that Akhmadaliev can report.
Yeah, those are two very different things.
Footwork of Inoue dancing in and out again, placing that right hand to the body. This has been a masterclass in how to use that long-range right hand to the body against a southpaw.
Yes.
Certainly Akhmadaliev with squared up stance has made it a little more accessible for Inoue, but again, this is an exceptional counterpuncher that he's doing this against.
Yes. And this is, you know, if you've watched Akhmadaliev's fights, this is the thing. Is he's big and he's strong, but he's not a dynamo. What he likes to do is bait you into mistakes, and then when he counters you, he gets going. Which is another of his problems tonight, is that Inoue's not making that many mistakes. He can't bait Inoue into a mistake, and he doesn't like to lead Akhmadaliev.
10 seconds of the round. Still daring Akhmadaliev to exchange.
Like he did to Kostya, and how near unbeatable Kostya was before that fight. And so as we remember Ricky Hatton as an athlete, as a fighter, let's not just focus on those two high-profile fights that he lost against all-time greats. Like, this is a guy that ran through the 140-pound division and was, if not a favorite, like a live underdog against Floyd Mayweather.
Back to action here in
Round 8 na nga tayo mga bay, no? At medyo naboboard ako mga bay sa laban nitong dalawa. At para bang alanganin silang sumugod para makipag-toe-to-toe. Pero matibay itong si Akhmadaliev. Sunod-sunod yung mga body punches ni Inoue ay hindi pa rin tumatalab dito sa challenger.
Yes.
Against a guy who seems to have a question and an answer in
Yes.
each and every exchange.
What did Jay-Z say? I'm the question and the answer, like Iverson. This is Inoue tonight. And Akhmadaliev's body language also tells you that he just had a difficult time game planning for this speed. Like, you can game plan for it, but to prepare for the actual speed in real time is something different.
Hard body shot there from Inoue. Wicked left hook. And you see some swelling.
Yes.
Starting to develop, mainly underneath the right eye of Akhmadaliev, a little bit on both cheeks.
Yeah, on the left cheek as well. That right hand's been getting home.
Hard right hand. Excellent pull counter, and you see the legs of Akhmadaliev.
Ayan nga mga bay, nawawala na ng balanse itong si Akhmadaliev. Tumatalab na yung mga suntok ni Inoue sa round na ito.
Akhmadaliev took 2 steps back and he didn't want to take that, forced the punch doing it. And now you see him starting to pull his body back from these body shots.
Agay!
Inoue starting to put some dents in those armor-plated abs.
See the demeanor, the body language of Inoue now. And
Huling
this-
segundo dito sa round 8 mga bay.
Tyson described when he was talking about Inoue, just how mean
Yes.
he could be in the ring. Inoue relishes in hurting his opponents.
Nagiging flat-footed
And then
na itong si
earlier in the round,
Akhmadaliev,
like he
mga
might
bay.
have had Akhmadaliev.
Right there.
So yan mga bay, no? So ganyan kabilis yung agility ni Inoue. Parang nakikita niya yung mga suntok ng kalaban niya.
Inoue's right hand is coming from far away.
Ang dali-dali lang para kay Inoue iwasan ang suntok ni Akhmadaliev.
But Inoue still gets there first. So I'm talking about the speed that you can't prepare for. in May.
Nasa pang-siyam na yugto na nga tayo mga bay, at nakita nga natin dito sa ng agility si Inoue. So siya yung sumusugod ngayon dito sa challenger. Ito kayang round na ito ay susubukan na kaya ni Inoue na pabagsakin itong kalaban. So, hindi na umatras itong si Inoue.
Yes.
You could also see Joel Diaz having to work a little harder with the end swell there, Morgan. We mentioned swelling starting to pile up underneath both eyes of Akhmadaliev.
Also, Akhmadaliev, because of who he is, he's not gonna get his offense off unless he is in front of Inoue. He's not gonna score points from the perimeter like this. So you can tell him to move. That's not gonna help him win this fight necessarily. It's not the way the fight's been going. And you can hear Akhmadaliev's corner asking him to jab. But again, unless the jab has a knack of timing.
What a combination there.
Yaya pa niya Akhmadaliev itong si Inoue na sumugod.
By Akhmadaliev. The heck of a chin on Akhmadaliev.
Yes.
To take that and to have something to say to Inoue.
We do need to acknowledge that, because the one thing we know about Inoue too is that the punching power has come with him up through the weight classes. I want to say the last person to go the distance with him was Nonito Donaire when Nonito busted his orbital bone.
People forget that even down the stretch in that fight.
Grabe na uppercut dun si Akhmadaliev.
Snuck that in between, out the back door.
Remember, with a broken orbital bone, this is a stat that our pal Dan Canobio likes to reference. He outlanded Donaire 82-34 with a broken orbital. Hard right hand right down the pipe there.
Nagpupunas na ng ilong-ilong si Akhmadaliev.
And you're starting to see some blood now from Akhmadaliev's nose.
Courtesy of that right hand. Boy, before the glove of Inoue had even left the nose of Akhmadaliev, there was a left hook to the body. There he does it again. Same combination.
Hey, you could see that left hand too jolt Akhmadaliev. In a fight full of body shots, that one had something extra on it. Here's Akhmadaliev in retreat, Corey. That's more and more reddening.
Ayan mga bay, nasa last quarter na nga tayo ng laban.
On the face of Inoue, you're starting to see more and more
bahagyang
smiles, and I think the only thing
nararamdaman na nga ni Akhmadaliev itong mga suntok ni Inoue.
monster that's having fun. Exactly. A happy monster.
Namamaga na yung mata ni Akhmadaliev mga bay.
And MJ Akhmadaliev has 3 rounds to make something happen.
So nai-excite na lang ako rito mga bay, no, kung kailan ba pawawagsakin dito ni Inoue itong si Akhmadaliev. Yun na nga lang yung hinahantay natin dito mga bay, kung kailan mapapabagsak ni Inoue itong kanyang kalaban.
Akhmadaliev let out sort of a heavy sigh there, but yeah, I empathize. Because this must be a long, painful, frustrating night if you're MJ Akhmadaliev.
Right hand to the body will not help him find any air.
No.
Good pull counter, but that's a nice shot there from Akhmadaliev. Glimmers of hope every once in a while, but now Inoue just parking himself right in front of Akhmadaliev. You know, Morgan, I think you've put it this way in the past, but Inoue, one of the rare fighters in the sport, one of the rare fighters that ever comes along that doesn't have to negotiate between speed, power, and accuracy.
Yes. He's all three at the same time, almost all the time. And if you're fighting him, you have to find a way to disrupt that in a way that's going to last. Because again, the two times we've seen him down, he's adjusted within the fight. And the shot that dropped him never lands again. And I think Akhmadaliev came into this fight thinking he could land that same shot. Short range counter left hand. And Inoue has just never given him an opening for it.
Inoue's kind of presented the possibility of hope of openings as he did earlier, kind of parking himself on the ropes, but still getting the best of these.
Benefit of the replay, they can't judge by the replay, but it just.
Ito nga mga bay, round 11 na, Inoue versus Akhmadaliev.
MJ Akhmadaliev. You think you really rattled him, but in reality you haven't because.
Kung sa tibay lang pag-uusapan ay matibay talaga rin itong si Murodjon at Akhmadaliev. So kung ganito lang yung magiging takbo ng kanilang laban mga bay, malamang out pa to sa round 12 at baka sa isang desisyon pa ang ididiktang panalo dito sa laban.
Yeah, Akhmadaliev is tough. Tougher than we would have known that he is, because when else would somebody do this? And even that fight he lost to Marlon Tapia was not like this. You hear Akhmadaliev's corner urging him, come on, to be busy. But again,
lahati na tayo sa oras dito sa round 11 mga bay. At parang nag-board na nga tayo dito.
Hear them asking Akhmadaliev to go to the body first, to jab up and down. But again, it's one thing to see that shot from the corner, it's another thing to be able to pull it off against Inoue. He's always ready with the counter.
At this point in the fight, too, if you're thinking of body shots as a method to slow Inoue down,
yes,
you know, there are less than 4 minutes remaining in the fight.
Yeah. Those body shots would have to take effect immediately.
Beautiful counter left hook over the top there from Inoue. These are the frightening scenes if you're a prospective Inoue opponent watching him do stuff like this, like trying out different stances on the fly.
Yes.
And still having the same level of effectiveness as he would. 12th and final round of the opportunity that MJ Akhmadaliev hoped for and called for the better part of 3 years. He's got 3 minutes to capitalize on it.
And what you heard in Akhmadaliev's corner between rounds, Corey, was desperation. And it's amazing how quickly an attitude,
final round na nga ng laban. At wala pa nga rin pong bumabagsak sa suntukan ng dalawang mandirigma na ito.
On the way into the last round is do it for Uzbekistan. When they're saying do it for Uzbekistan and have to remind you that you have Uzbek power, it's because they are out of practical answers.
Yeah, and it's an obvious acknowledgement of where the scorecards are.
Yes.
And I don't think that anyone scoring at home would think that this is particularly close, but
no, this should be a shutout. Maybe 1 round for Akhmadaliev. But again, it's just so far away from his thought process, his attitude, his outlet going into this fight, his outlook going into this fight. What he thought was, here's a guy that's scared of me, and I'm going to show him why he's been scared of me, and I'm going to show you all why this guy's been scared of me. And again, he learned very quickly that Inoue is not scared. And he learned very quickly that Inoue just presented a puzzle that he couldn't solve.
Well, in fact, he has an opponent here tonight in Inoue who's asking for more engagement.
Yes. And again, Akhmadaliev, he's at his best when he can get you to make a mistake and he can counter it. Inoue just has not made the mistakes tonight.
Walang babagsak rito mga bay.
Final minute of the contest.
Last 50 seconds dito sa round 12. At ganito pa rin yung galawan nitong dalawa. Mapupunta nga sa scorecard ng mga horado ang tatanghaling panalo rito. At malamang ito ay si Inoue pa rin. Wala pang nakuhatang round si Akhmadaliev dito sa 12 rounds na kanilang laban. So hindi nakakasabay si Akhmadaliev sa bilis ni Inoue.
That's another testament to just the thoroughness with which Inoue has outclassed Akhmadaliev.
Okay, last 10 seconds.
Knows he needs a knockout, but he's still playing defense. He wobbled him there.
Oh my goodness, he found the shot. Will it be too late?
Yan, end of round 12 mga bay. So panalo na dito si Inoue.